Becki, there's just such a fun dynamic where Lorna's working with her ex-husband, but you're not at odds. You still care about each other a lot. What did you enjoy most about that dynamic?
I thought it was unconventional. I think a lot of times in TV, we see, if we do see exes, they're often at odds and there's a bitterness. I loved the idea that they have a past, they're romantically involved, obviously incredibly close. That didn't work out, but the love that they have and the support for each other remains. It does add some complications. For example, when she and Cisco become involved, I would say the one thing Lorna is afraid of, if there is something, it would be to disappoint Mickey somehow, or do something that would make him feel not supported. So I think it creates a wonderful amount of complexity, but doesn't create a conflict we've seen before in TV, and dares to go into a new territory, a modern relationship after people are no longer married.
I love it. And Jazz, I loved your character in the show, and I love how this series just handles the topic of addiction. And you have some great speeches about it. What preparation went into playing a recovering addict in Izzy and just making sure it was handled with care?
A lot, actually. I talked to quite a few addicts in my research of it, and I watched a lot of intervention. And I really, really did want to do justice to that because it's such a sensitive thing, and so many people are plagued by it. Not only the addicts themselves, but the family that surrounds them. So I really, really wanted to do it justice. So the preparation for it was interesting. It was heartbreaking. And it was, really, really, really educational for me. And I really loved the fact that that's the meeting point for Mickey and Izzy, is the fact that they connect over their journey with addiction. So it's really, really cool. I mean, Ted and David are brilliant for that.
Yeah, it comes across great in the show. And Angus, I love that Cisco, like, he throws this tough biker guy archetype just totally on its head. You're such a sharp-witted investigator. What really stuck out about this role and made it so fun to play?
I was curious about what he didn't say, because no one explained to me why he worked for Mickey on a level that he could set aside his own ego to work for the man who was married to the love of his life. I felt that he must have had secrets or stories. There must be something there that, not that he's indebted to Mickey, but he probably is. It probably got him off or out of some nasty or sticky situations. But I think that was a first thing that appealed to me. I couldn't as a red-blooded male, certainly as an Australian red-blooded male, I couldn't reconcile that Cisco wouldn't say to Lorna, "Come on, we got to work somewhere else in all of America. Like, we are working for your ex-husband. Why?" And so that was the sort of jumping off point for me.
Becki, I love the core mystery of this show, and I love that it's on Netflix because it's like the definition of bingeable TV. How exciting is it just having this platform and knowing people are going to watch this whole season in a day?
I've never worked for Netflix before, so I come from the network TV world. It's very, very different. I'm so excited at the thought of people loving it enough to binge it all at once. I can't wait. I feel very, very fortunate to be in the Netflix world.
And then Jazz, my last question. The pre-production on this show was pretty drama filled, and ultimately it was saved by Netflix. This role took a while to come to fruition, but how exciting was it finally getting to play this role after all the buildup?
I mean, at first it was like we were supposed to be filming as soon as I got it. It was like we were supposed to go right into production, and then there was this year-long wait, and part of that was in limbo. And during that time, I really I was praying to God that I still had a job, but I really got to do a lot of research, on Izzy and kind of develop her and figure out, what is it that she can offer Mickey, and who is she, and how does this character grow, and what her arc is. So it was exciting. Like, I mean, Netflix is, I mean, amazing, but to actually be able to film and go to work, not only having David E. Kelly and Ted a part of it, but being able to work with such an amazing cast and crew was absolutely incredible after that, long period of time.
Awesome. Thank you all for your time today. The show turned out great.